afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4.
It's Friday.
Come to the end of another week.
Yes, we have.
And an uncertain weekend coming up in terms of the weather. We'll get to that in just a bit. But first, topping the news today, a rock was removed from UW campus today in nearly 100 years since it was unearthed and dedicated to a UW official. Brad Hamilton is live to tell us why it was moved.
Our Naomi Coles will give you a comprehensive list of Wisconsin health systems that are requiring COVID vaccines for their employees.
And we'll tell you all about a tiny entrepreneur just trying to make a difference in her community. That's coming up. But first, let's take a look outside. The humidity is back.
Yes, it is. It feels like August.
With a vengeance. And we have hit and miss storms this weekend. Austin's in the backyard. Still some uncertainty over all of this.
Yeah, that's right. We are still looking at a little uncertainty with the timing, but it does look like we're having a pretty good chance to see some scattered storm activity, especially on Sunday. And still tomorrow, there's a pretty decent chance that you may see a shower or a thunderstorm. Current conditions right now shows a lot of cumulus clouds, a lot of towering cumulus clouds, as we are starting to see the development of even a few afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms as of right now. Currently 85 degrees right here in the Madison area, so those temperatures really have perked up quite a bit here just over these last few hours. But our Doppler track notice here just to the east of the Madison area, we are starting to see the development of a line of some showers and thunderstorms. Now, some of these could be on the stronger side of things with some heavier wind gusts and some hail as well around the size of quarters, but we're not expecting widespread severe activity here for today. There is a possibility to see one or two of these storms briefly become severe, but most likely scenario, you could end up seeing a thunderstorm moving through, especially if you are in the east of the Madison area. That's where we do have right now a marginal risk for severe weather here for the rest of today, but we also have some marginal risks for tomorrow and Sunday as well. Notice where we did see a little bit of some rain-cooled air earlier, Wisconsin Dells, 76 degrees. They did see a little bit of a shower passing through, but the dew points are pretty high right now, upper 60s and low 70s. To plan your evening, we're going to watch out for that shower or thunderstorm. Otherwise, get ready for another warm night overnight. I'll have details on those weekend storms coming up in a bit.
Justin, thank you so much. Well, you can see the split screen behind us. Chamberlain Rock on one side, named after Thomas Crowder Chamberlain, a former university president, and it was uncovered atop Observatory Hill in 1925. As you can see, the rock is being moved today to university-owned land near Lake Kagansa.
And this is the statue of Abraham Lincoln on Bascom Hill. Despite being an iconic image of UW Madison, members of the Black Student Union want this statue removed as well. So, why the effort to move the rock?
Well, in a strong push last summer, the Black Student Union and other campus groups pressured leadership to help remove what some feel is a source of pain and racism. Our Brad Hamilton is live on campus tonight to explain. Brad?
Well, a university official says that they're hoping the removal of Chamberlain Rock is going to help ease the pain of what some in the community here have gone through since 1925. The rock has served as a monument here on campus, but today it was removed from Observatory Hill and will be relocated to university-owned land in southeast Madison. The university says it costs $50,000 to move the rock from non-state tax dollars out of the chancellor's office. A UW-Madison student and activist, Aomi Obuse, shared her thoughts on the rock's removal earlier today.
It means so much for myself, but it means something to everybody that's been advocating for its removal, because it's showing that, you know, our hard work isn't going to waste, that if we keep pushing forward, change can come. And we're seeing that, like, with events like today.
The removal of Chamberlain Rock was approved back in January, and Naomi is hoping that this movement today is going to help spark some more changes in the future. But for now, live in Madison, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
All right, Brad, thank you. Today, a majority of Wisconsinites' major health care systems say they'll require all staff to be vaccinated. Many of those decisions came just in the last week.
Our Naomi Coles is tracking the list from around the state and joins us now with more. Naomi?
That's right. It's a list that includes every major health care system in Dane County, Major health systems like Mercy Health are still holding off for now in Rock County. It's been near daily announcements throughout this week. Some on the list already had requirements in place. That includes SSM Health. They announced the requirement back in June. But at least one Wisconsin lawmaker is now pushing healthcare staff to resist the requirement. Republican Senate President Chris Kapenga saying in a statement today, "I have had many conversations with healthcare workers who are opposed to vaccine mandates being implemented by some healthcare systems in Wisconsin." He later goes on to say, "I want to encourage the groups that are forming to stick to your principles and don't give in," end quote. Now, I spoke today to a number of leaders in the requirement movement who say this is to help make patients feel safer.
As healthcare providers, we feel obligated to do the right thing for our patients and really to be leaders in the community.
We don't want our patients to not want to come to the hospital in fear of getting COVID. We want them to know that we will create a safe environment for them, so when they come to us seeking care for any reason, that they will not get COVID here because the employees and the healthcare providers who are taking care of them are vaccinated themselves.
Now on Sundays For the Record, after Face the Nation, join me and this panel as we talk through the legalities of these vaccine requirements, why they're put in place in the first place, and the rising COVID cases in the last couple weeks that make them even more important.
All right, we'll see you Sunday morning, Naomi. Thank you. The Delta variant is driving a new surge in the COVID cases, with experts warning the numbers could go higher.
That is triggering new mask mandates, including for some students, despite half of the U.S. population now fully vaccinated against the virus.
President Biden touted a strong July jobs report before turning his attention to COVID-19.
It's a pandemic of the unvaccinated. I know I've said that constantly, and others have as well. And it's taking a needless toll on our country.
The unvaccinated and the Delta variant are driving a surge in the U.S. COVID cases, particularly in Louisiana, a state seeing record high hospitalizations.
It's one thing to be out of breath, but it's another thing to just be out of breath watching TV.
Experts expect the numbers will only rise in the face of large events such as the Sturgis motorcycle rally now underway in South Dakota.
I keep telling people, don't think you can run out the game clock. It's not going to happen. Ultimately, this virus will keep circulating until it finds you.
With students headed back to the classroom, the Biden administration is kicking off a week of action Saturday, encouraging youth vaccinations in children ages 12 and up.
We want to protect our students and staff and make sure that they can go back to school and enjoy in-person learning.
On Friday, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy announced a new mask mandate for all students, teachers, and staff members after an uptick of COVID cases in his state.
The health and safety of our kids is among, if not my most sacred responsibility.
But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is now offering vouchers to let students transfer out of schools with mask mandates and threatening to deny state funding to school districts requiring masks.
I'm the governor who protects parents in their ability to make the right choices for their kids' education.
In Johnson County, Kansas, protesters packed a community meeting discussing masks in schools.
We went along to get along once.
But county commissioners voted 5-2 to require masks for kids 12 and under. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And the famous motorcycle rally in Sturgis, South Dakota kicks off this weekend. Bikers from nearly every state are expected to pack the streets of Sturgis for what organizers believe will be one of their biggest rallies in the event's 81-year history. But there are concerns some rallygoers could bring back home more than just a souvenir. The highly contagious Delta virus is on the minds of health officials. There's no COVID vaccine or mask mandate at the rally, but there will be sanitation stations set up on the streets.
New research finds one dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine may be enough to protect people who were previously infected with the virus. Researchers at Rush University in Chicago compared antibody levels in people who recovered from COVID-19 and those who never had it. They found the second dose did not significantly increase antibody levels in those who already recovered from the virus. In fact, people who recovered from COVID appeared to have more antibodies against the virus after a single dose than people who received 2 doses and never had the disease.
More than 5 decades ago today, the signing of the Voting Rights Act was considered a watershed moment in American history. But now, state and federal lawmakers are once again fighting against a new wave of voting measures at the state level. They're calling on Congress to act. President Lyndon Johnson signed the landmark Voting Rights Act into law on August 6, 1965. His daughter, Lucy Baines Johnson, then 18, stood behind him. Now, 56 years later, House Democrats have released a report about challenges to voting.
I am here. This bill signing is going to change the world forever and for the better.
Congressional Democrats say recent decisions by the U.S. Supreme Court has significantly weakened the Voting Rights Act, making new federal laws necessary. But legislation has stalled in the evenly divided Senate, with Republicans calling it a federal takeover of elections. A group of Texas state Democrats has been in Washington more than 3 weeks to block their legislature from moving forward with a voting bill. But Governor Greg Abbott has called for another session to begin tomorrow. While the standoff continues at the state level, U.S. House lawmakers say later this month they hope to reintroduce a new version of their voting rights legislation named for the late civil rights leader John Lewis.
A woman who accused New York Governor Andrew Cuomo of sexual assault has now filed a criminal complaint against the governor. The woman, whose name has not been released, filed her complaint with the Albany County Sheriff's Office. Her account was also included in the Attorney General's investigative report released this week that said Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women and created a hostile work environment. Cuomo has denied the allegations.
Former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark and other Republicans rallied outside the state capitol today to protest the results of the 2020 election. Carrying Trump signs and banners, they're asking for support of a potential audit into the Wisconsin election, similar to the one that's being conducted in Arizona. Conservative talk show host Vicki McKenna showed her support for the measure.
Anybody paying attention to what's going on in Maricopa County? You know why? Because it's totally transparent. Because they have video cameras.
The Arizona audit has been very contentious since it started, with the person funding it choosing to remain largely out of the public eye. Some Arizona Republicans who used to support the audit are calling for it to end.
A person is dead after being hit by a train in Madison last night. It happened around 11 p.m. on the railroad tracks near Old Middleton Road, just off Whitney Way. Madison police are looking for any information about the incident.
Well, to brighten up your day, we have a local young entrepreneur trying to make a difference one cup at a time. Morgan Marsh McGlone is a 7-year-old from Belleville selling lemonade to help people affected by COVID, specifically food insecurity. She started her stand last year virtually, but this year she's excited about taking it live. Morgan talked to us about why helping people is important to her.
It's important to me because I want to help people just to have a basic need that a lot of people have, but they don't have it because they might have almost spoiled or rotten food, and they might not know if they're going to get good food.
If you want to stop by and help her out tomorrow, you can find her at Little John's in Fitchburg to grab yourself some nice cool lemonade on a hot day, or just make a donation. Good for her.
Yep.
Well, still to come at 4, they seem almost superhuman at times. We're talking about Olympic athletes.
Well, they're human, of course, but what sets them apart from the rest of us mere mortals? Psychologist Shyla Murgain has some thoughts about the Olympic mindset when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want
a need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Are your taste buds ready for Madison Magazine's Summer Taste Tour? Starting August 1st through the 21st, tour the city of Madison to restaurants, breweries, distilleries, and wineries to sample and participate in Madison Magazine's scavenger hunt. Visit MadisonMagazine.com for a map of participating businesses and scavenger hunt details. Madison Magazine Summer Taste Tour, August 1st to the 21st. Taste the goodness. Sponsored by Schuster's Farm. Come out for Blooms and Butterflies starting August 6th. Live music, beer, wine, and taco cart. Visit SchustersFarm.com for tickets.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice 2-piece sofa and love seater sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
Concerns about the spreading Delta variant may impact what's on your menu.
Beyond Meat's CEO says restaurant orders for the meat substitute have slowed down, with restaurant owners facing labor shortages now and the possibility of new COVID restrictions. Beyond Meat just saw a much-needed boost in the second quarter. Sales jumped 269% compared to this time last year. The strength of the U.S. labor market continues to grow.
The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics released its job reports today. Last month, the country saw its biggest jobs gain since August of last year. The economy added 943,000 jobs in July. The unemployment rate also fell to 5.4%, a new low in this pandemic. President Biden spoke about the positive news this morning.
What is indisputable now is this: the Biden plan is working, the Biden plan produces results, and the Biden plan is moving the country forward.
The June jobs gain was also revised up to 938,000 positions, showing the recovery has been strong all summer. And that jobs report sent stocks into record territory. The Dow Industrials added 144 points for a record-setting close of 35,208. The NASDAQ lost 59 points, but the S&P 500 gained 7. That's good enough for a record close as well. The Olympic Games generate so much excitement because they show the world what humans can accomplish.
Exactly. Dedicated training will take you far, but what separates the elite from the rest of us is a strong mindset. So can we learn how to do it too? UW Health distinguished psychologist Shyla Mergain is back with us. Hi, Shyla.
Hi,
Good
Shyla.
to see you.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
So the strength of your mind really came into focus at the Olympics with what Simone Biles went through, and really put a spotlight on how you manage stress. And that's probably the biggest key, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we all have these moments in our life that we're going for gold in these high pressure situations. And Simone Biles really highlighted that if your mental health isn't strong, everything could start to fall apart. And her courageous decision of opting out of the all-around group and individual events, and then coming back for bronze in the beam. So we want to work on the mental skills to really improve our performance in any aspect of our life. And the first one is to really manage stress, whether we're a student going for a test, or we're giving a talk at work, or maybe we're an athlete performing in some way. We need to be able to manage that pressure, that on-demand stress, through really working with simple practices like relaxation skills, working on slower, lower breathing, maybe some guided imagery, or maybe you just simply listen to music. We see a lot of the Olympians doing that, or even reciting an inspiring poem, just to lower that stress response in the body so you can really access a place of calm.
So focusing on the mind as much as the body.
Absolutely. Another thing we need for really peak performance is to be in the moment. We need to quiet the noise around us, but also the chatter of our mind, and really be present here and now. And that takes some work. One of the things you heard Simone Biles doing when she was recovering from some of those mental health challenges, where she practiced mindfulness. And we know all the benefits of mindfulness. That as little as a couple weeks of practicing mindfulness, there are neuronal changes in the brain associated with increased attention. So now is the time to really get into some mindfulness practice.
Yeah, it can make a big difference. And one thing my mom always talks about is the power of positive thinking. That if you can train yourself to see the silver lining in any situation, it'll be to your benefit. Is that one of the key skills too?
Absolutely. It's so easy to be our biggest critic and beat ourselves up when we make a mistake or ruminate about what can go wrong. And that really drains our power and energy. So the power of positivity, to focus on what can happen, to be your own cheerleader, to encourage yourself. And one practice I think is really powerful is the flick back, flick forward technique, where you flick back in time and remember all the aspects of a past success, a past performance, something that went really well. And then you visualize that, and then flick forward, seeing yourself having a similar, if not better, outcome. That kind of visualization practice can really keep positivity and hope alive and show what's possible.
And that can go for day-to-day life, not just, I'm not going to be an Olympian. But you could use
Right.
that. You could use that thought for a job or whatever else you want to have positive thinking.
Yeah, even going into a difficult conversation with somebody, you can flick back in time, remembering a past conversation that went better than expected, and see yourself having that same kind of success.
All right, interesting stuff. It's fun to watch them, that's for sure.
Oh, it really is. They're so inspiring.
Amazing.
Shyla, great to see you.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, see you next time. Ahead at 4, it's a portrait so bad it's good.
It's the tale of a girl, an airport waiting area, and a would-be Picasso. It's all coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We are all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the backpack that the kids really, really want, the sneakers that make gym class the most awesome, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more on back-to-school needs and get a free bucket of sidewalk chalk while supplies last. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
My heart failure diagnosis changed my priorities. I want time for the people I love. My heart doesn't pump enough blood, so my doctor gave me Farxiga. It helps my heart do its job better. Farxiga helps keep me living life and out of the hospital for heart failure.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. Symptoms of a serious allergic reaction include rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. Stop taking and seek medical help right away. Tell your doctor right away if you have red color in urine, or pain while you urinate, or a genital area infection, since a rare but serious genital infection may be life-threatening. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems or are on dialysis. Other serious side effects include dehydration, sudden kidney problems, genital yeast and bacterial infections in women and men, urinary tract infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Work time with her? Sounds good to me.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Well, take a look at this. One of the biggest cities in the world now boasts a bird's eye view of its Brazilian concrete jungle. Sao Paulo's tallest building now features a glass floor on its 42nd level that's putting the fear of heights to the test. Called the Sampa Sky, this dizzying outlook opens to the public this Sunday, but a select few were treated to a special preview at the 557 feet tall building. The Sampa Sky was inspired by Chicago's Sky Deck on the 103rd floor of the Willis Tower. No,
something you could not pay Mark enough money in the world to do.
No. I have a terrible fear of heights.
No. Oh, that is, even just the video is something. Wow.
This might help grab a cold one and cheer some friends today.
Today, it's not just the start of the weekend. Today is also International Beer Day. Whether it's pale ale, pilsner, porter, or stout, raise a glass. International Beer Day dates back to 2008. Well, that's not
steeped in history.
Not very long. It always falls on the first Friday in August because it's hot in so many parts of the world, and who doesn't want a cold beer on a hot day? Cheers.
Just don't overdo it.
Yes.
The alcohol can actually dehydrate you after.
Be responsible.
Be responsible. All right, that's our public service announcement for the day. Austin, over to you.
Oh, and unfortunately, I have to be responsible. I'm passing this year around with the National Beer Day, but it's only because this weekend we are expecting the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms. I'm working this whole weekend, and we have 2 alert days, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. But make sure you stay tuned. Right after the break, I'm going to run you through what we're expecting here for this weekend coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
For the pets you love, well, you gotta get down to Mounds Pet Food Warehouse, where your dollar goes to help so many pets in town. Mounds Pet Food Warehouse. Power your pets with Mounds brand dog power, perfect cat, and wild bird seed foods. They're nutritionally balanced, guaranteed fresh, and made in the USA. And every 11th bag is free. Mounds Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's Entresto. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
At Pick and Save, we take scrutinizing freshness to a whole new level, where only the best of the best of the best will do. But just because you can't get any higher than Perfect 10 produce, that doesn't mean that we won't try. Because Pick and Save produce isn't just fresh, it's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. According to the CDC, cleaning is a necessary first step of any disinfection process. We use detergents and cleaning agents to ensure that your home is prepared for whatever life brings in. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hello and welcome back. Now, we even today are starting to see the development of stronger storms, especially to the east of the Madison area. Live look outside right now. It shows the cloud cover really starting to build up. But we do have 2 alert days in the forecast, one for Saturday and one for Sunday as well. Now, this first one, isolated strong to severe thunderstorms are possible. High winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall all on the table. By the time we reach Sunday, much of the same with the high wind, hail, and heavy rain threat. Isolated tornado threat still possible here on Sunday. Chances are still low, however. But right now, what we're looking at here, especially in northeastern Dodge County, that's where we do currently have a severe thunderstorm warning. This is moving out of the area. So what we're really watching out for right now is areas right around Marshall, heading towards Watertown, Iron Ridge, and Beaver Dam looks to be just wrapping up the last of this storm right now. Thankfully, this is sub-severe currently, but if we do see this increasing in intensity, of course, we're going to let you know right away. Taking a little bit of a step back, we can see how this really developed over the last 2 hours. Just about 2-3 hours ago, these storms didn't exist. They just popped up here very recently, and they continue to track eastward right now. So thankfully, this is already in our eastern viewing area and continuing to track east. So that is a little bit of some good news here for us, but you can see some of these storms are packing quite a punch right now with some small hail and some very gusty winds. We're seeing some winds of around 40 miles per hour here with some of these storms currently. But overall, these next 3 days, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather. Take a look here at Saturday. Now a slight risk for some western communities currently. So we're going to continue to watch out for both Saturday and Sunday. And of course, we can't forget about today with those strong storms already developing here out to our east. Now, our future track is going to show a few different scenarios. Take a peek here. This one shows that we're going to stay dry here at around 11 p.m. tonight, but starting to see those showers and thunderstorms developing towards the morning hours here for tomorrow. If that does end up happening, especially earlier in the morning, that would reduce our risk for severe weather. But this model likes to really stay dry towards the afternoon and evening hours of our Saturday. But on the other hand, our HRRR model does show a little bit of something different. It does still show these morning showers and thunderstorms, but holding off a little bit later, so that could help increase the intensity of some of these showers and thunderstorms with a little bit of some early morning sunshine. But then this continues to bring those showers and storms off and on throughout the afternoon and evening hours here on our Saturday, and then more showers and storms into early Sunday morning. So we still have a few questions on timing with this system here, but it does look like as of right now our best chance to see showers and thunderstorms does look to be on Sunday currently. Both Saturday and Sunday still have that alert day as of right now, but we're looking at quite a few rain chances even afterwards. Then we do fall into a dry pattern starting on Thursday, just that slight chance of a passing shower or storm as temperatures also look to fall.
All right, 2 different stories there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We'll see what happens, but we should have a better look here later on tonight.
But some rain at least.
Yeah, some rain at least. It does look likely as of right now.
All right, Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
Well, a guy's Titanic-like move to sketch a girl at an airport tanked big time.
The botched, unflattering portrait actually went viral, with plenty of people liking it because it's such a bad likeness.
Jeannie Moe spoke with the Rose of this story.
You know all of those botched art restorations in Spain that are always good for a laugh? Well, imagine you're the one being restored, waking up from a nap at Minneapolis Airport early in the morning and seeing a young guy seated across from you.
He starts staring at me and drawing and staring at me and drawing. Then I'm like, is this creepy or is this awesome? I decided it was awesome.
A 18-year-old Emma Keene was on her first cross-country trip alone, waiting for a connecting flight to Los Angeles. She admits she felt flattered and even hammed it up for the artiste.
I was posing.
After about half an hour, the guy approached
And hands me this.
Emma says she had been hoping for something along the lines of Titanic.
Jack, I wanted you to draw me like one of your French girls.
But instead,
I was getting drawn like a South Park character.
The guy who signed the sketch, Joe, told her,
I'm sorry if this is weird, but I drew you. Immediately, I was just like, oh wow, okay.
But to her admirer, she said,
oh my gosh, thank you, that's so sweet of you. You did a good job.
Emma, who's studying psychology and neuroscience, says it was like Napoleon Dynamite inviting Trisha to the dance by drawing her.
Took me like 3 hours to finish the shading on your upper lip.
I have angry eyes.
Emma objects to her mask, drawn as if she weren't wearing it over her nose when she says she was, her messy hair and that blob of a body.
I was humbled.
They spent 40 minutes talking before their flight left for LA.
He ended up being like a very sweet boy.
Since the drawing went viral, Emma's received other portraits to compensate, and the original is chilling on the fridge.
It was my dad's idea. My family thinks it's hysterical.
It may have been a failed pickup ploy, but at least she can't complain that he didn't get her good side. Ginny Mose, CNN, New York.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that is so funny.
I'm sure he thought he was doing a good job.
Oh, it's sweet. It was well-intentioned. I love that she was posing for it, too.
Yeah, the reveal is priceless.
Oh, that's great.
All right, coming up next on Live at 4, the lengths a father will go to make sure his wheelchair-bound son can walk.
And then coming up next hour at 5, our reporter Talil Moladin takes you inside some of the businesses owned by people of color moving to State Street. That's coming up at 5.
Taco night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Reynolds Wrap makes it easy to cook and clean up meals in no time. So I didn't miss all the fun stuff.
Easy prep, cook, and clean with Reynolds Wrap.
Why O-Cedar? Because when I get home, we like to play crocodile on the floor. O-Cedar Easy Ring removes over 99% of bacteria, even with just water. Easy and truly clean floors. O-Cedar, it feels great to feel at home.
Up here, success depends on the choices you make. But I know I've got this. And when it comes to controlling his type 2 diabetes, my dad's got this too.
With the right choices, you have it in you to control your A1C, and once-weekly Trulicity may help. Most people taking Trulicity reached an A1C under 7%, and it starts lowering blood sugar from the first dose by helping your body release the insulin it's already making. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Show your world what's truly inside. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best-kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Tonight at 5, a monument on the UW campus with a controversial history is officially removed today, while the university decided it was time for it to go.
Warm and humid weather this weekend will lead to some thunderstorms at times. While there'll be many dry hours, some thunderstorms could be strong or severe as well. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, 1 year after a Dane County Sheriff's deputy died of COVID-19, he's being honored and remembered in a very special way. That story tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 6.
A father in France is taking his robotics know-how to help his wheelchair-bound son walk.
The pair hope their creation will help others move again. Ian Lee reports.
It's the pride every parent feels when they watch their child take their first steps. For Jean-Louis Costanza, that came a bit later than most. His 16-year-old son Oscar has a genetic condition that prevents him from walking. My son told me one day, he recalls, "Dad, you're a robotics engineer. Why don't you make one that can help me walk?" Costanza's creation starts with a command. Robot, stand up. The exoskeleton not only supports Oscar's weight, but stimulates body movement. It's new for me, he says. I no longer need assistance to move, so I feel independent. Many companies are racing to ditch the wheelchair and to get people walking. Constanza's company, Wondercraft, is the latest. And this is exciting news for people like Kevin Piet. A motorcycle accident left him paralyzed a decade ago. This has huge benefits for me physically, but also emotionally and socially, he says. And that may be the best advancement of all, giving someone a feeling of freedom. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Wondercraft exoskeletons are expensive. They run about $170,000, $175,000 a piece.
They can already be found in some hospitals in the United States.
It's amazing.
It really is. Still to come at 4, we're going into the woods with Michael Bruno.
He goes backstage at Rock.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
He goes backstage at Rock River Reps production of the musical Into the Woods. That's what's going on when Live at 4 continues.
Punisher. To ever lose any.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to half off appliance clearance items while they last. Plus, no interest financing for 12 months on all appliances with no minimum purchase. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Taco night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
Are you sweating over high energy bills? Windows drafty or broken? Champion is here with our hottest sale of the year. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. At Champion, we design new windows specific to your home's needs. Then they are built in our very own factory. Installed by a team of professionals and guaranteed for a lifetime by our best-in-class warranty. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think. Only during trade month. Right now, get up to 1,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
We're here at the local farmers market, where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked Medicare. So are you behind get this for free and that for free with your Medicare plan?
I'm just a paid spokesperson. I'm not an insurance agent.
Are you wearing a fur coat and stockings?
So we get a lot of calls about that guy. It's sad because our local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles Joel promised us, only better. And our services are free.
When it comes to Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
There's nothing like a good Packers game tailgate. Right, Jared? Booyah! We got one. Go, Pack, go! Woo! Hey, nice Packers tickets. Remember the bonus drawing. Woo!
Wisconsin Lottery Packers scratch games with instant cash prizes and a bonus drawing for 2 Packers season tickets for 2 years.
A chance at 2 Packers season tickets for 2 years.
Dude, I've been trying to tell you.
I'm getting kind of weak. I think I need another brat.
Ashley Home Store's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to 90% off hundreds of floor samples, scratch and dent items, special purchases, and more while they last. Shop sofas, sectionals, beds, dining tables. Everything must go up to 90% off. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Welcome back. A quick peek at traffic. Nothing really happened in the Madison area. A little bit of a slowdown on the Beltline as of right now. Taking a big step back. No reported incidents. Everything moving along quite nicely as of right now.
All right, Dustin, thank you. Great-great-granny Edith Murray Traina, who's the oldest female competitive powerlifter, turns 100 years old on Sunday. The Guinness Book says Edith, at 99 years young, holds the title for the oldest competitive powerlifter female after lifting upwards of 150 pounds on the competitive powerlifting circuit. The Tampa resident started lifting when she was 91 and got hooked. However, she never thought she'd be competing and winning trophies.
That's amazing. And it hasn't even messed up her lipstick. I love that.
Look at, she's 99.
That is inspiring. Seriously, that is really incredible.
Well, not all fairy tales end happily ever after. Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, and a bevy of other fairy tale characters learn the consequences of having wishes come true.
That is the storyline for the Tony Award-winning musical Into the Woods, which the Rock River Repertory Theater is staging this weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Our Michael Bruno goes backstage for Into the Woods.
Who might that be?
We've sold our last loaf of bread.
It's the witch from next door. We have no bread.
Of course you have no bread.
Look at the script alone. It's huge. It's so thick. And it's like doing a Sondheim show, you have to be ready to just come into rehearsal and like work and just focus because it takes a lot of focus.
You're all liars and thieves like his father.
So Into the Woods is a collection of fairy tale creatures, and we introduced 2 new ones, the baker and his wife, and they have this goal of becoming parents. And they have to go into the woods to find 4 objects in order for the witch to reverse the spell she has placed on them.
I thought I had been more than reasonable, that we all might live happily ever after.
Yes, I play the baker. He is, he goes into the woods in search of, he's trying to relieve the curse that was on his house. So he goes into the woods with his wife to get the cow as white as milk, the cape as red as blood, and the hair as yellow as corn.
I was a child and she had developed an unusual appetite. She took one look at mine.
There's a lot of words in a very short amount of time. It's like, you know, one of Sondheim's I think most difficult pieces.
Was greens and nothing but greens. Parsley, peppers, cabbages and celery, asparagus and watercress and philopens and lettuce. He said, all right, but it wasn't quite, because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me, raping me, rooting through my rutabaga, braiding my arugula, ripping up the rampion, my champion, my favorite. I should have laid a spell on him right there.
What was your rehearsal process for that, for memorization for that?
So I go on a run in the morning and I take a walk in the evening. And so every day, starting back in April, I started just listening to it and then trying at it, especially the witch's rap, because there are so many words and they're so quick. And so that was my first bite, was conquering that. And I remember thinking to myself, if I can get this, then I'll feel really good about everything else.
But I let him have the rampion, I had lots to spare. In return, however, I said, fair is fair. You can let me have the baby that your wife will bear.
It's a bucket list for a lot of actors and actresses, so we knew we would get the cast we needed and a very solid, wonderful cast. And then, as an audience member, you can go into the woods again and again. That's what I love about Sondheim, is it has that variety of, for any age group, you can really, there's that journey you can go on to, so you can visit the woods multiple times, and the life lessons and the characters you're going to relate to change, and it resonates with you in a different way.
Here you want a bean, have another bean. Beans are made for making you rich. Let them in the store. Here you want some more. Listen to the roar, giants by the score. Oh, you can blame another witch.
You know, you do a show and it's like, there are a lot of people who really care, but then sometimes there are some people there who are just hanging out and you're like, okay,
I get not everyone's going to be obsessed with it, but like here, everyone is really into it. So it's really nice because everyone's acting. When we're blocking, we don't have to have, you know, someone sitting there saying like, come on, do something, like act. Like we don't have to do that because we've done this before.
Beyond woods, beyond witches and slippers and hoods, just the two of us, beyond lies, safe at home with our beautiful prize. Just a few of us. It takes trust, it takes just a bit more, and we're done. We want 4, we had none, we've got 3. We need 1, it takes 2.
Into the Woods. Michael Bruno joining us now, back at home because we're under a mask mandate here at the station, but good to see you again.
Hi, Michael.
It's just like old times, not seeing them in person.
So now, the members of REP, are these professionals or are they just community members?
No, it's community members.
Well, they're amazing.
Have done a lot of other shows, and a lot of them are graduates of Janesville Parker, and they've come home to like do the summer shows. But they're not paid performers at all. These are all amateurs, and it's all donated time, and their voices are amazing.
That's what Mark and I said. It sounds like a Broadway production.
It really does, and Sondheim is difficult to sing. That's a really, really hard score.
Yeah.
And boy, these people are amazing.
It's a great show, Into the Woods. It's not this weekend, it's next weekend, the 13th at 7:30, Saturday at 7:30, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Performances are held at the Parker High School Auditorium. Go to rockriverrep.com for tickets, or Canapton Music Connotes, or tickets at the door. All right. Even though you're at home, it's 3, 2, 1.
It's Friday.
There's Jim.
There he is.
Jim
He's
is back. Something good comes out of the lockdown, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jim.
Hi, guys. Have a good weekend.
Right. You too. Thanks.
Final check of your forecast is coming up.
At Pick and Save, every free pickup order is picked fresh and packed with care, or we'll make it right. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
A great night's sleep starts on a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Sleep up to 8 degrees cooler on the next generation Tempur-Pedic Breeze with super breathable cooling technology that moves heat away from your body. Get a queen Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress for only $67 per month when you use Steinhoffels 60-month special financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash and free delivery. Only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Go on, put yourselves through all that pain. Don't be silly. Nothing's tougher on pain than Advil. Nothing. Pain says you can't. Advil says you can.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues.
Of course. Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra-controlled gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Hi, folks. Saturday morning, how you can support some of Madison's Black-owned restaurants during Black Restaurant Week. And Julian will let us know what our weekend weather's looking like. Join us Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
News 3 Now's call for action gets answers when you can't.
A COVID patient's care jeopardized by insurance denials. After we contacted Aetna, the company reversed course.
News 3 Now's call for action, taking action for you.
Welcome back. One final check of our high-resolution radar is showing some decently strong storms here just to the east of the Madison area, tracking towards Watertown, just exiting the Beaver Dam area, and this continues to track east. So that's what we're watching out for as of right now. But over the next few days, we have alert days in the forecast for both Saturday and Sunday for strong storm potential. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.
For a job you'll love, well, you gotta get down. Mouse Pet Food Warehouse. Every day you'll get to help so many pets in town. Mouse Pet Food Warehouse. We've been here 50 years and we're employee-owned. With opportunities to grow. We'll match your 401k. Discount your pet supplies. With great benefits and more. Mouse Pet Food Warehouse powers us all. And don't forget the free Mounds candy bars. Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Well, it's penguins galore in the Newshounds World Headquarters this week.
It's also apparently happy hour. Here's Louie and Oliver with this week's edition of the Newshounds.
Here's the Newshounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the Newshounds, hats off to Mac the Elephant.
A bunch of booze hounds.
And CrossFit for penguins.
But first, speaking of penguins, after careful consideration and testing the waters, a nervous baby penguin at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago reached a milestone in his life. He waddled in and took his very first swim, a natural but important step for the penguin, and 3 other baby chicks joined him for their first swim. The 4 new Magellanic penguin chicks were born in late April and early May. They recently fledged their fluffy feathers for juvenile waterproof feathers to prepare for the swim where they fly through the water.
Keeping fit physically and mentally during a lockdown is not easy, even for penguins at this zoo in Thailand. There hasn't been any visitors at the zoo since July 23rd because of a COVID surge, and the birds are used to being watched by the admiring crowds. Zookeepers noticed the penguins seemed a bit confused by the lack of visitors, so they decided to keep the birds to a regular routine. Each day, they're fed 55 pounds of mackerel, split between 2 feedings. Then they enjoy a swim in an outdoor pool before returning to an air-conditioned enclosure. There are 41 penguins at the zoo with ages ranging from 1 month to 18 years.
This woman is in shock after Mac the elephant takes her hat right off her head and puts it in his mouth. She was posing next to the pachyderm for a photograph at a safari park in Zimbabwe when she asked